Hi everyone, in this next lesson, we're going to be talking about anchoring our notes to chord shapes. If you're just joining me in this series, we're taking a look at frequently asked questions from my private lessons. If you would like to see the other lessons in this series or book a private lesson with me, please reach out from the links in the description below. So we're going to be taking a look at Honeysuckle Rose, and we're going to be moving the melody down an octave. And from there, we're going to be finding the chords that go underneath it. So if you've seen the past lessons, we're taking a pretty simple approach of just playing the melody here in this position. We have and we found that underneath that we have a G minor and C7 chord. So we found a G minor in this chord grip here. So we have G, D, F, and B flat. It's a G minor 7. And then we found that we could add our pinky, and we have an 11th added to it. So if you followed along with the 3-finger rule, we're within those 3 frets, we're using our 3 fingers, and then we can add the pinky for the extension, which would typically takes you up 1 more fret. So within a range of 4 frets. And then we have a C7 or C9 right here. So we have B flat, D, E, and C. And again, 3 fingers, and then that 4th finger to get that top note. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna identify the notes that we're playing down here. So we've got the melody. So same melody, we're now working with the G minor chord here. So we got to find G, B flat, and D. So 3 frets, within 3 frets, using 3 fingers. So we've got G, B, and D. Now this is great because we have a bar, so we have a little wiggle room to add in some other notes down the line maybe here. So here's our triad, G, B flat, and D. That's what we're going to be working out of. The G minor, and then for the C7 we've got B flat, E, and C right here, and I've got my 3 fingers there, and I can add my pinky to get in the 9, right, to borrow from the G minor sound there. Okay, and then if I want to, I could add in from the G minor chord, I could take it down a little lower and play D, and then I could play, if I wanted to, the F, and then A, and I could have now kind of like a G minor 9 sound. So just seeing all these little options and how they relate to the melody really kind of, again, like I said, anchors your melody to the chords so that you're never just arbitrarily playing notes that you don't know where they're tied to. Okay, so we've got and I would just kind of do that just to like see where those shapes are and kind of how they sound. I probably wouldn't play the song like that, but just to kind of reinforce that. So we now know that the G minor, right, has a really nice 9th sound. So while I might not play that chord too often, I might reposition it and figure out how to take my G minor triad and add that A to it. So that's what I would do there. I would take my pinky and add it to the top string, 5th fret. That's my new G minor 9. Okay, same thing if I wanted to incorporate that A note into the C chord. If I have a C, right, 9 like this or like this, I'm gonna add that A up there. So I can maintain all of those notes and just extend it. So again, within that 3 fingers and then extending 1 above it. So now I have G minor 9, C13, G minor 9, C13. And I can just kind of walk down all my chords now. G minor 11, G minor 7, then I've got that C9, and if I wanted to, I could do like a C suspended 9 or B flat major 7, that's how I think of it, B flat major 7 there, over G minor, then I've got G minor with the 9, C7 or C9 with the 13, and then just another C9, and then your resolve. So this is really kind of the beginnings of comping and having options to comp with, instead of just playing the same 2 chords back and forth the entire song, and chord soloing. So just being able to move through these. You can already hear the melody in that. So I'm going to leave that there, and we'll talk more about comping, but just to show how that connects. Okay, and then what we can do down the line is work on some comping and chord soloing for this tune and other tunes. But that's kind of where we're going with that. So the next thing we can talk about here is just everything we did for the melody and improvising around the melody with the 3 fingers, and the chromatics we can do right here too. So we can. Now we can just connect the 2 spots together. So now you've expanded into 2 different positions. So work on bridging those positions together with not only the chord shapes as we talked about in the first part of this lesson, but also now with your improvisation and just playing around with the melody and being able to do that in 2 different locations. It's always a good thing to have a tune known in 2 different spots on the guitar. 3 is really the best, and there's a reason for that. But we'll talk about that later in future lessons. So once again, if you would like to check out the other lessons in this video or book a private lesson, please see the description below. See you soon.